settings. Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Hi everybody. Today is Sunday. Woo, Lord. Tomorrow I'm going back to the gym tomorrow. I'm excited. So I wanted to hop on and do a live, and then starting tomorrow, you're gonna get those daily videos that you get from me. I'm gonna be consistent. I'm a bit more settled, so we're good. But hi everybody. So today is Sunday, and for today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about being intentional, okay? Being intentional, being intentional, being intentional, being intentional. So this whole time while I haven't been posting, I've been doing a lot of reflection. I've been doing a lot of journaling. I've been talking to myself a lot, because it always helps, especially when you are going into a new year. But you should do it every day, though. You should do it daily, right? You should have the moments where you ask yourself, okay, when I set this goal last time, how come I wasn't successful? Hey, Jasmine, happy Sunday, right? You should say to yourself, okay, what was missing last time when I set a goal and I didn't achieve it, right? Okay, a year ago I said I was going to lose this amount of weight. I didn't do it. Why? Right? I said I was going to make this amount of money next year or this year, whatever. I didn't achieve that. Why? Why? And why? And why? Right? So what usually happens is we set these goals for ourselves. Like, okay, I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to have 1,000 subscribers. I want to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. I want to grow more muscle. What else? I want to make more. I want to make a specific amount of money. Like, let's say you say, okay, this year I want to make $100,000, right? And we start off with the goal. We know what we want, but there's a problem when it comes to follow through. Like, we don't actually follow through on the stuff that we say we want to do. And a lot of the times we know the stuff is good for us, right? We know we need to lose more weight. We know we need to drink more water. You know you need to take more steps. You know you should work on, having more rest. You should, drink more water. We usually know the things that we need to do in order to make sure that we're successful, right? We usually know what's required of us in order to achieve our goals. The problem is we don't do it, right? We don't do it. And so I've been reflecting on that a whole lot. And one thing I have realized when it comes to me, maybe you'll see that with yourself, is that the reason why we don't follow through, or the reason why we're not successful with the goals that we set for ourselves, is that we're not intentional, right? We are not intentional. I'll often read comments, right, from ladies who will say, oh, I don't feel good in my body anymore. Oh, I don't feel great in my body. I don't feel great in my clothes, right? And sometimes I don't really comment on that because people are very sensitive. But I do feel as though we have to get to a point, for example, like where we recognize that feeling good in your body, right? Feeling good in your body, feeling good in your clothes, feeling good in your skin, it doesn't just happen. Because when you're younger, you have a faster metabolism, you spend more energy, you can eat all kinds of crazy stuff and still be thin, or still have a good body, still have a flat stomach. When you get older, your body has changed, your metabolism has changed, your hormones, like so many things have changed, right? So now if you want to feel good in your body, if you want to feel good in your clothes, if you want to feel good in your skin, right, you have to be intentional, right? You have, hey, Variety Mix, you have to be intentional. If I want to feel good this year in my body, I have to intentionally do things, eat things, right? Be about the things that are going to help me to feel good in my body. If I want to feel good in my clothes in 2023, I'm going to have to do things, eat things, right? Be about the things that are going to make me feel good in my body, right? You can't deny taking care of your body. You can't neglect properly feeding your body. You can't neglect properly feeding your mind. You can't neglect, like, doing the upkeep that you have to do, and then expect that you're gonna wake up out of bed and be like, oh my gosh, I love my body so much. Oh, I love the way I feel in my clothes so much. No. As we get older, we have to be intentional, right? And being intentional means that there's work. There is work. With intentions come work, right? With goal setting comes the work. It's not a matter of, oh, because I think I should feel good, therefore I'm going to feel good. No. Let's say you even have the body that you want, or you have the size that you want. You can wear the clothes that you want. That does not necessarily mean that you're going to feel good. Because you could have the body that you want, right? You could wear the clothes that you want, and you could still feel depressed. You could still feel sluggish. You could still feel that you're not where you're supposed to be in life. Why? Because you're not intentionally doing things that empower you, right? That could be like feeding your mind, and no matter what the size, right? Whether you feel like you need to lose weight, don't need to lose weight, you know what I'm saying? Whether you feel good in your body, you don't feel good in your body, we all have to take care of our mind. We have to take care of the stuff we put into our heads. We got to take care of the stuff that we consume. We got to take care of the stuff that we engage with. Like, what is it that you tell yourself daily about yourself, right? And it's not enough to focus on the things that you daily say to yourself, but you also have to look at what kind of content are you engaging with throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, right? So 2023, I really want to encourage everyone to really focus on being intentional. I have to be intentional. I have to be intentional. If your goals truly mean something to you, right? And they should, right? Because there's a reason why you set them. There's a reason why you want to achieve those things. But if your goals mean a lot to you, right? If your dreams mean a lot to you, if becoming a better person means a lot to you, right? If having the money that you need to have, if living the life that you wish to have, right? If you care about, having a better job, moving, being accepted into your favorite school, I don't know, right? You're going to have to be intentional, right? You're going to have to be intentional. If you want to stick with the gym, not just start the new year with hashtag new year, new me, right? You're going to have to be intentional about going to the gym, right? And what does that look like? Every day, you have to prep your mind for appreciating what the gym does for you or what the gym will do for you, right? Don't say to yourself, oh my gosh, I can't work. I hate working out. Oh my gosh, I hate this. Oh my gosh, this is so horrible. You can't say that, because if your goal is to get in better shape, right? The gym is actually the best place for you, right? So when it comes to you thinking about having to work out, you think about you having to go to the gym, you should say to yourself, wow, I look forward to becoming the better version of myself, right? I look forward to walking tomorrow. I look forward to, if you decide, let's say you decide to walk, not all exercise has to be strenuous, depending on your level. If you're starting off, don't try to kill yourself, right? It's more so about building the habits of going to the gym. But you could say to yourself, like, wow, I can't wait to go work out tomorrow, because when I walk on the treadmill, I can keep up with my favorite like show on YouTube, or I can keep up with my favorite content creator on YouTube, or I'll be able to, listen to this favorite podcast of mine, right? Save the things that you really enjoy that you can consume, like save the content that you really enjoy, right? For the gym. So that way you associate going to the gym with like being a place that's therapeutic, with a place that allows you to keep up with your favorite content, that becomes a place where, okay, when I'm there, that's when I listen to motivational podcasts. When I'm at the gym, that's the place where, I listen to music. Think of the gym as a positive place, right? Not a place that's going to torture you, not a place that you're going to feel shamed or you feel like you're not good enough or this and that. No, it's a place where you go to have a moment with yourself. It's a place where you go to work on yourself. It's a place where you go to better yourself, to strengthen yourself. And it's a place where you go to, consume the stuff that you enjoy consuming, right? So every day, every week, every month, right? When you think about going to the gym, associate that with something positive. I look forward to going to the gym. I'm excited about going to the gym, right? I believe in me being in the gym is like one of the best places for me in 2023. Does that make sense? So be intentional about that, right? And then also, what does that look like? Also, like set your clothes up, right? The night before, you might want to pick out your clothes, right? Have your gym clothes ready for the next day and be excited about that. So hopefully you have some cute outfits, right? But be excited about that. Pick out your shoes for the next day, right? Get your gym bag ready, right? Think about your favorite pre-workout or whatever it is that you enjoy, drinks or things that you like to have before you get into the zone and like you get into working out. Like start thinking about those things, right? And start prepping the night before, right? Make sure you have enough water the night before, right? Like if you're going to go to the gym tomorrow, the night before going to the gym, you want to have a little ritual for yourself that's going to hype you up, right? Saying positive things about the gym, taking out your favorite gym fits for the gym, picking out your favorite shoes for tomorrow, right? Thinking about your pre-workouts, drinking enough water. You might also want to journal. I did tell you guys to journal. I have a Stairmaster journal. This is not it. This is like one of my fitness journals that I had before. Have a nighttime routine, right? That is going to make you feel good, right? Create positive expectations about working out tomorrow, going to the gym tomorrow, right? Being intentional about going to the gym, right? Do that. Get enough rest the night before so that when you go work out, you feel fully rested, like you really want to be there. You could also set up your playlist on Spotify, right? I have a lot of playlists. I have a playlist for the Stairmaster because that's just like it's a certain tempo that I need when I'm on the Stairmaster. I have a playlist for sprints. Like if I have to run sprints, I have a playlist for that. I have a house playlist. Like I have different playlists on my Spotify, right? Just to make sure that I'm pumped up, I'm excited, I really want to go, right? The night before going to the gym also, what you might want to do is, I follow a lot of people who are into fitness. So hopefully you follow a lot of people also who are into fitness, right? But the night before going to the gym, you could also, go back on Instagram or go on TikTok and consume content of people who are working out, right? And see how they're enjoying it and see how the gym has enabled them to build a better body or to have more endurance or to have, better moods, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the night before, you want to consume that content. You want to do as many positive things as you possibly can, right? Yeah, you have to set up your playlist. You know what I'm saying? Set up a playlist. All like I'm telling you, like doing good, like having a nighttime routine before you hit the gym is going to make you want to go, right? Because it's going to affect your subconscious. Because the more positive things you do, the more, I don't know, the more positive things you do, the more uplifting things that you do, the more things you do that like, oh yeah, I'm excited, I'm excited, right? That joy, that expectation, that positive energy, that positive expectation, right? You're going to wake up the next day like, yeah, I got this, right? Because the night before, you prepared your subconscious to have a subconscious to have a successful day at the gym the next day. So when you wake up in the morning, your mind is saying, yes, I've been ready, right? You prepared me for this. I know this gonna happen, right? So that's what you gotta tell yourself. Even if you have a journal, I recommend that everybody journals their fitness journey, right? Because a lot of people say, oh, Marlene, how do you find the motivation? Well, listen, I'm intentional. I write to myself every day. I write to myself every day. Oh, I want to do this. I'm excited to do this. I'm going to do this. It's going to make me better. I talk to myself every day about what I'm looking to do in the gym, right? And I want you to do the same thing. You have to be intentional, right? You understand? What you could also do, also being intentional about your fitness goals, you can create a weekly calendar, like, have a weekly spread of the kind of workouts you want to do. So what happens is a lot of people do splits. So they'll look at the whole week. So Monday to Sunday, I guess, right? You look at the whole week. You decide how many days you want to rest. Do you want to rest for 2 days? Do you want to rest for 3 days, right? Do you just want to just work out and then treat one day as like active recovery, right? So you might say to yourself, okay, I want to rest 2 days out the week. So I'll work out 5 times a week and then I'll rest 2 days of the week, right? Okay, cool. So then the 5 days that you're working out, you can split those days into which part of your body do you want to work out. So you could have a leg day. You could have, well, there's a leg day, right? Some people do leg days. Some people do upper body days. And then you could also have a day for your abs. You could have a day for full body, right? And then what else can you do? So there's like upper body, that's 1. You could have arm, like you could have your legs, that's 2. You could have your abs, that's 3. You could also do your glutes. You could do your glutes and your hamstrings, that's 4. What else can you do? You could do full body, that's 5. But you can decide, okay, every day of the week, I'm going to work on a different muscle group, right? And then you decide how you go about that. You know what I'm saying? So that too in itself is like being intentional. Not to say, okay, I'm going to work out 5 days out the week. Okay. What does that mean? What does that look like? What are you going to do when you get to the gym? You have to know this, right? Because the more you plan, the more likely you are to be successful, right? And you can take days like Sundays. You can, well, if you decide to rest like Saturdays and Sundays, right? You could take your Saturday or your Sunday or both of your days. It's up to you to plan what your next 5 days of work in the gym are going to look like, right? So if you say, okay, Mondays are going to be my leg days, that's awesome, right? And then Tuesdays, I'm going to work on my upper body. Cool. Next thing that you want to do, whether you're using YouTube, whether you're using an app, whether you're using TikTok, Instagram, you can then come up with maybe 3, 4 workouts that you want to do for your arms, right? So you can come up with 3 or 4 workouts that you want to do for your legs. So we come up with the calendar, right? We decide that we're going to work out 5 days out the week and we're going to rest for 2 days. Monday, we say it's going to be our leg day. That's what's up. Okay, so what does that look like, right? So let's say you have an hour or so that you can dedicate to the gym, right? You might start with 15 minutes. You might start with like 10 to 15 minutes on the Stairmaster. You know, I'm a strong advocate of the Stairmaster, aka I'm the Stairmaster queen. So you can do 10 to 15 on the Stairmaster, right? And then once you're done with that, then you can go into walking lunges, right? So hopefully you guys know what walking lunges are. Hey Jenna, what's up, beautiful? So you do 10 to 15 on the Stairmaster, then you can do some walking lunges, right? Hopefully you know what those are. Walking lunges is like you're holding the weights. Okay, you gotta hold some weights. I mean, if you're new to it, it's very uncomfortable. It's real uncomfortable and it's painful. So if you're new to it, you might want to do it without the weights, right? Just to make sure you can do it and you can make it through, right? But you might say to yourself, okay, if I go and I come back, that makes 1. Well, that's if you're like, if you're really gangster though. If you're not that much of a gangster, just say go. If you go one way, that's 1, and you come back, that's 2. Okay. The way I do it though is to and fro. That makes it 1. All right. But so you want to walk. The thing is, but you really want to work on your posture. You want to work on your form. When you do your walking lunges, you truly have to make sure like you're really at like a 90-degree angle. Don't lean over, don't slouch, don't go here, don't go there. And I have more videos to show you guys that, you know, but get your forming right and make sure that you fix your spine, because if you don't walk it right, if you don't hold the weights right as you're doing it, you know, you're really hurting your back, and that's going to be another type of pain for later. So let's just do it right. So if you're new to working out, if you're new to walking lunges, I would honestly say just go through and fro. Just make sure you do it right. Okay. So you could do that, right? You can do reverse lunges, right? You can do some reverse lunges. You can also do some leg presses, right? You can do some leg presses. What other kind of leg exercises do we have out here? They also have some machines if you go to Planet Fitness, right? So those 3 to 4 exercises could be that, and then you can do, okay, I'm gonna do 10. Well, if you're walking, depending how you do your walking lunges, you can do step ups. Like depending how you do your walking lunges, that could be like, if you do 2 is just one way is 1, you could do it like maybe 4 times, 6 times, right? If you do 2 and fro makes it 1, you could do that 4 times. So it's like to do like 10 on each leg. You know, once again, if you're new, just get the form right. If you are a bit more, you know, lubricated, if you're a bit more lubricated, you can probably do 12, like 10 or 12 on each leg. It just depends on how much weight you're holding, right? When I first started, not first, but when I recently got back into it, my walking lunges were horrible. Oh, I think I still have I have them up here as shorts somewhere. You know, but I've got better though, because I do the Stairmaster, so I've got a lot better. So I can do walking lunges with like 30-pound dumbbells on each hand, and it's not a problem. You understand? But like, you have to get there though. But it's okay, baby steps, right? Slow and steady wins the race. That's how I look at life, right? And then so I'm just saying, like, you want to plan like 3 to 4 different workouts that you want to do. Then the next day, you also want to start, okay, next day is Tuesday. So Tuesday is going to be my arms day, right? Anything that's like upper body, right? Upper body, you can actually cut that into 2 days, actually, to be honest, because depending on what you want to work out, because you can work out the front, your arms, your back, you know what I mean? Like these are your traps? These are your traps, right?
Yeah.
yeah, your traps and things like that. So your upper body can actually be divided into 2 days, to be quite honest, because there's a lot of muscles up here, child. It really is. So then you'll think of like different exercises that you want, maybe like 3 or 4. You don't have to go super crazy, and then you can do 10 to 12 reps, right? Exactly. You can do 10 to 12 reps. You don't have to go crazy. If your weight is like reasonable, it's not too painful, you might want to do more reps. If your weight is a lot heavier, you know what I'm saying, you might want to do less reps because you're pulling or pushing more weight. It's a lot heavier. Does that make sense? But ultimately, you want to create a calendar for yourself, right? And then the following week, you can repeat the same thing if you want, or you can like switch days. Now, what I will say is, right, try to keep the same exercises for like 6 to 8 weeks. What do I mean by that? So, for example, if you say my leg day, doesn't matter what day it is, right? But you have a leg day, right? You have a leg day, and leg day is 15 minutes stairmaster, walking lunges, reverse lunges, curtsy lunges, whatever you decide. Like, so you have a menu. You have a menu of exercises for your leg day, right? The next week for leg day, don't create new exercises. Okay? Stick to those, like the first menu you came up with. I want you to stick to that for 6 to 8 weeks. And you might be like, oh my gosh, Marlene, that's crazy. Like, I'm gonna be bored. I'm gonna be bored. Well, it's okay. Okay, it's okay. Why do you have to stick to the same exercises for 6 to 8 weeks? Because you want to see progress. Okay, you want to measure progress, you want to see progress, and you want to make sure that it actually works. If every week when you do leg day you're always changing your workouts, you're not going to be able to tell, to measure, to gauge if you're progressing, right? And sometimes, let me tell you this, right? Sometimes even the most basic exercises, right? Because I see a lot of stuff on social media. So, and you got to take stuff with a pinch of salt, because when people are fitness influencers, they always have to create content to keep it interesting, right? It doesn't mean that to be successful you constantly have to change your workout routine. No. You know what I'm saying? Keeping things simple, keeping things consistent, right? Even when it seems very basic. Like walking lunges seem very, very basic, but they truly work. They work for a reason, right? Walking lunges, doing squats, like back squats and stuff like that. Certain exercises are old, but they're true, and people tried it and it works. Okay, so you don't always have to change and change and change what you do in the gym. You can just stay consistent, like, because you're walking lunges, for example, especially if you do them just once a week, doing it one time, you're not going to perfect it doing one time, right? If you do your walking lunges as part of your leg day for the next 6 weeks to 6 to 8 weeks, right? You're going to notice great improvement in your posture, in your form. You'll be able to have progressive overload, which is like, okay, maybe week one you did it, without any weights. It's okay. You're practicing, you're new to this. You're just trying to see how it feels to you and you can get your body right. That's perfectly fine. And then maybe the week two, then you start like, with a 10-pound dumbbell. Amazing. Week three, 15-pound dumbbell. Week four, 15 to 20, depending how you feel. Week five, 15 to 20, depending how you feel. Week six, 15 to 20, depending how you feel. By week 6 to week 7, though, you might notice that you can actually do 15 to 20, right? And then by week 8, you're like, you know what? I got this. Bring over the 30-pound dumbbells. Okay? I'm a gangster like that. You understand? So don't feel as though you have to continuously change what it is that you do in the gym. Okay? You want to, when something works, if you find a workout split, if you find a weekly split that works for you, if you find out exercises that work for you, stick to that. Okay? Stick to it. Right? The most important thing is to get results. It is not about trying to do a panacea of workouts and jumping over here and jumping over there and jumping there and jumping there, right? Trying to, oh, this doesn't work. Well, if you only do something for a week, it's not going to work, right? If you only do walking lunges for 2 weeks, then you stop, it's not going to work, right? So you have to be very consistent with these workouts and do them for like 6 to 8 weeks, right? Then after 6 to 8 weeks, so let's say you start now, like maybe like mid-March, you can then start over and have a whole new split with like different workouts that you want to do, right? That's perfectly fine, right? But don't overcomplicate things, right? Find 3 to 4 exercises for each day of the week that you want to work out, depending on the body part that you are trying to work on, and then stick to that for the next 6 to 8 weeks. That's it. That's that. Okay. And it's going to be so easy for you because after a while, you going to go in the gym and know exactly what to do. And instead of like trying to memorize, okay, what do I do next? Let me look at my phone. Let me look at this. No. Instead of trying to memorize what you're doing next, now you're just going to be more focused on your form and progressive overload to make sure that you are really growing and getting stronger. I hope that makes sense, right? So cool. So you got to have a plan for what are you going to do in the gym. Then, once you're done with that, another thing that you also need to plan also is what am I going to eat? Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So whether we're talking about weight loss, whether we're talking about gaining muscle, or whether we're talking about maintenance, right? Not everybody's looking to lose weight. But some people, they might not want to lose weight, but they could be like, you know what? I do recognize that I could eat better, right? So eating in itself is important, right? Now we do want to, I don't believe in like denying yourself of certain foods. Yeah, Jazz, that's too much. That's overwhelming. Like it's too much. And then if you have to change, if you have to think of new workouts every week, girl, like I'll be stressed out. Like, you know what? I'm asleep. This is too much. Like y'all trying to make me do too much. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell people all the time. People come from like even with me, people are, oh, you should lift weights and you should do that. I'm like, oh, shut up. Okay. I'm going at my own pace. All right. Like I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for myself. Like, yeah, I do put it on the internet, whatever, and I share hoping to encourage other people. But honestly, it's my journey. And when I post it on the internet, it's like me having it's a video journal, right? It's a video journal so I can see how far I've come. And in the process of me having a public open video journal, if it helps people, that's cool, right? But one thing I don't believe, because you'll notice that, I don't know, I can't speak to you because I don't know how you look, but for me, for example, one thing I can say is that when you are overweight, a lot of people have this idea, like, and you, it can come from you also, right? It can come from you, it can come from like an exterior forces, but a lot of people will look at you and feel like, oh, you're fat, so we have to torture you, we have to make you run 20 hours a day. People have a tendency, like when they see bigger body or they see a fat person and a bigger person, it's like they feel like they have to torture you into losing all that weight in 2 weeks. I'm like, no, like, I've been eating like this for like 2 years. Leave me alone. Okay. And it's like that's just not what I do. Whether you're looking at a fit body with muscle, or you're looking at an everyday body, or you're looking at an obese body, right? A body is still a body. You know what I'm saying? You have to treat it with love. You got to treat it with care, and you have to be patient. It is a body, like it's a living thing. You can't traumatize it. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants to be bullied like that. Like it's not fair. And I even say it to people, like just because it's your body doesn't mean that you have permission to torture it, because it's a living thing. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like it's a living thing. So for me, what I usually tell people is like, if you're coming from the couch and you are excited to work out, like you say, like, oh, Marlene, I really want to work out. I love it. I love it. Right. But I'll say it, take it easy. Right. Because it's not a race. It's not a race. Like what I stand for, what I believe in, what I advertise, what I promote is like, I want you to fall in love with fitness. Right. I want you to be like, wow, I love this place. Like not to be fit, not to be skinny, not to have muscle. I just love it because when I do it, my mind feels better. You know what I mean? I just have better moods, like, dang, my mind works better. Wow. I recognize like every time I work out, I'm smart. Like I just feel at peace, right? Like that to me is the first thing, because if you get to a place where working out just makes you happy, does that make sense? You know how like when people are sad, like they become emotional eaters. Oh, I'm sad, I eat. I'm upset, I eat. I'm happy, I eat. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I'm gonna go eat, right? Does that make sense? How about if a person became like a binge workout person? Like, you know what? I'm sad, let me work out. I'm happy, I'm gonna work out. I feel good, I want to work out, because they look at exercise as their happy place. You see what I'm saying? Like that to me is like, no matter a person's body size, weight, whatever gender, age, child, I don't even care, right? But if I could just get people to a place where working out just makes you happy, like, do you know how unstoppable you're going to be? Like, because once you look at exercise not as punishment, torture, oh, I ate so much, so now I gotta go in there and torture myself so I can make myself pay. I gotta make you pay, body. You need to pay for what you've done and pay for what you did. And it's like, what's wrong with you? Like, you know what I'm saying? I work with my body. I don't work against it. Right? I know I put on lots of pound and I shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? I know I wasn't eating the way I should have eaten. Like, I take full accountability for that. That's why I tell people all the time, you don't need to tell me, oh, Marlene, you look good the way that you are. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't need like that sympathy. Like, I don't need pity. You know what I'm saying? I know I let my weight get out of hand, and I know how I did it. I was just eating crap. I wasn't cooking for myself. I was just eating chicken, like shrimp fried rice all day. So it is what it is, right? I take full accountability for that, right? But what I'm not going to do is torture my body. So first you torture your body with excess amounts of food, right? Excess amount of stress. Let me tell you this too, like, for as much as I was eating like crap, which I can't deny, because I was doing shrimp fried rice with catfish like every single night. I was living for it. I was living for it. But let me also say this though, right? Stress. I was under a lot of stress. And stress, it stops me from sleeping at night. I wasn't sleeping at night. My sleep schedule was all over the place. I was stressed out. I was really, really stressed out. And I feel like the more stressed you are, the more cortisol you produce. And I just feel like that just leads to all kinds of trouble when it comes to your midsection. So it's the way I was eating. It was a lack of sleep, and it was like excessive stress. Like, I was stressed back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And that also was very toxic. So like now it's like, it's not just fixing how I eat or like working out more, but I'm really like, I work really hard on being mindful of how much stress I put on myself, right? And remaining positive, having a positive outlook, always keeping my mind in a positive place with a positive outlook, because then that decreases the inflammation in your body, because stress is bad. Stress is really bad. You might not even be somebody who eats badly, but just that you are under so much stress, it's like the weight just can come off of you, because there's so much stress and it's an inflammation to the body. So you really have to be mindful of your rest. You got to be mindful of how much stress you allow yourself to be under. And there are certain times you just have to say to yourself, like, it is what it is. I've done my best, and now I got to leave the rest to God, because I can't kill myself with this amount of stress. You know what I mean? So I don't do stressful things. That's why I felt like coming up with a workout split for the week, having those 3 to 4 exercises for each day of the week, and sticking to those for 6 to 8 weeks. That's also a great way to minimize stress, because if every week I got to think of a new workout split and new workout exercises for each day of the week, you're adding stress to my life again, and it's not gonna work. Like, it's not gonna work. If I come up with something, if I say, okay, I'm gonna work 5 days out the week, I'm gonna rest 2 days out the week, I'm doing this on Monday, this on Tuesday, doing it for 4 to 6 to 8 weeks, cool. It's like I can chew that. Like, it's not overwhelming. I got it, right? And then you can also say, I'm just doing 45 minutes, and after that, I'm done. Cool. Another person might say, okay, I think I can do an hour. That's awesome. Somebody else might say, I think I can do an hour and a half. That's cool, right? Being intentional means you know exactly what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, how long you're supposed to do it, right? And at the same time, you have to also be intentional with your rest days, right? With how you're going to rest and how you're going to take care of yourself and how you're going to reset for the new week, right? So I encourage everybody to do the same exercises for 6 to 8 weeks. Do not make your life complicated. You understand? Like, simple things work. Like, I kid you not. Like, simple things work. People try to make stuff too complicated for themselves, and then they become overwhelmed, and then they give up because you made the stuff too hard. You've made it too hard. It doesn't have to be hard, right? So when you come, like, if you're coming off the couch and you say, you know what, I got to start moving, do not make moving complicated. Like, I had a sister who left the comment. She's like, oh, I'm so inspired. Every day I want to work out. I don't know why. And I was like, you know what? You are complicating this thing, right? Do you know that if you turn on YouTube or you turn on Spotify and you dance for 15 minutes, do you know that's a workout? Like, like, why y'all making this too complicated, right? Because in your head, you think you have to do what you see people do on Instagram. Baby, those people on Instagram, they've been working out for 6 years. Like, we are not the same. Like, we are not the same. Like, our energy level is not the same. Like, our tolerance is not the same. Yeah, it doesn't have to be hard. I'm like, you're overthinking this. Like, you're making this too hard, right? You can turn on Grow with Joe. Like, Joe has 15-minute exercises, right? There's Juice and Toya. They have like 20-minute exercises. You've worked out. Like, a workout does not have to be 2 hours long, an hour and a half long, where you feel like you have to die. Now, it's true. If you watch some of my shorts, you will see me on the Stairmaster. And it looked like, okay, it looks like I just got drenched in the pool. Like, Marlene, are you okay? I'm doing that. It's intentional, right? But my first day on the Stairmaster, I wasn't doing all that. My first 30 days as a baby, all you're getting out of me is 15 minutes, okay? And like those 15 minutes felt like an hour. So then I would run home and just pass out like, you know what I'm saying? I would just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would just pass out and it was just 15 minutes. So today, when I'm at a place where I can do 45 and I hold on to weights and stuff like that, right? Hey, Vanessa, it was a progression. But I have if you scroll on my shorts, you sure will see the first day. And the first day I was so scared because I was so heavy. I said, Jesus, let me not fall off the Stairmaster, right? But I would run home and just pass out like, because it was so hard. It was so hard. And today, when I get to the place where when I pass 15 minutes, I'm like, dang, sis, I remember when you used to whoop my butt. What? Look at me. I've grown. I'm a big girl now, huh? You know what I mean? So, but you don't have to feel like workout has to be painful, like, you know, and that your heart rate has to be at 185 beats per minute, or that you have to be sweating like Liana Deb, whatever. Like, a lot of stuff these influencers do is the dramatics, is theatrics for views, right? Okay. Then there's real life. Okay. Real life, if you can be like, you know what, Marlene, for the next 30 days, I can give you 45 minutes walking on the treadmill. You know, maybe you'll put the incline, never walk at incline 0 or even 1. That's not good for your feet. Okay. But you can put the incline at 2, you know, or you can put the incline at 3. You know what I'm saying? If you can walk for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, for 30, 45 to an hour, right? It's up to you. You got to decide. You got to be intentional, right? 30, 45, or an hour. And you can have the speed of like 2.5 to 3, or you can be within that. Like, you can go up and come back down. Like, so your up is 3, your max is 3, speed 3, and then your min is going to be 2.5, right? And you can warm up. So, okay, so let's say this. Let's say you want to walk for the next like 30 days, but you're going to take some days off though. You walk 5 days a week. Then you take a break Saturday and Sunday. All right. And then you say, okay, I'm going to do 5 days a week, 30 minutes. Your min is 2.5. Your highest is going to be 3. Out of that 30 minutes, you can take 5 minutes to warm up. So when you warm up, you know, you might warm up at like speed 2. So your first minute, you be at speed 2, right? So like when the clock starts, it starts at 0, 0. So then once you get to 59 seconds, like 1 minute, increase that to like 2.1, right? So then your second minute, so from 1 minute to 2 minutes, you're walking at 2.1. Once you get to the second minute, then you do it 2.2. You get to your third minute, you increase the speed to 2.4. When you get to your like 4th minute goes to 5, you should be at 2.4. Yeah. So then once you get to 5 minutes now, because your warm-up is about to expire, right? You get to that 5 to 4, which once you get to 4 minutes and like 50 seconds, you start increasing the speed to 2.5, right? So now you're going to have 25 minutes of like work. So between that, you got 2.5 to 3, right? Then you put your incline at like 3, You can go from like incline 3 to 6. You see what you can do. The only thing is when you do the if walking on the treadmill, do not hold the rails, right? Treadmill, stairmaster, train yourself to not hold the rail as much as you can. If you start off on the treadmill saying to yourself, I'm not holding the rails, you're gonna build that kind of mindset. Because if you start off holding the rails, it becomes harder to let go because the rails are like your crutch, right? If you start off with this mindset of I'm not holding the rails, it's gonna be part of your mindset, right? Because as you're walking on the stairmaster, you're doing the steps on the stairmaster, you're walking on the treadmill. When you don't hold the rails, you're engaging your core a lot more, right? And that's really good for you. And then also when you don't hold the rails, your heart rate goes up, so you burn more calories that way, right? So good form is everything, right? So for the next 25 minutes, you stay between 2.5 to 3, right? And then once you're done with those 30 minutes, you can then take another 5 minutes just to cool down. So you'll go back to like speed 2 and you can walk for another like 5 minutes just to cool yourself down. And then that's it. That's that. Right? So boom, you have it. So that could be for anybody that's just coming off from the couch pretty much to going back to the gym. Don't worry about the weights yet. Don't worry about doing all kinds of back squats. You're not there. And it's okay. Right? Because you're going to, by doing it calmly, by doing with love, by doing it, by pacing yourself and being kind to your body, allowing your body to warm up. You can't take a body that's been sitting, that's very stiff, right? All right, bye, Jenna. You can't take a body that's very stiff and then start doing back squats and walking lunges and stuff. It's too much, right? It has to warm up. It has to loosen up. You have to want to be in the gym. You have to get to a place where you're comfortable being in the gym and you actually enjoy being in the gym. So your first 30 days, you could walk 5 days a week, right? You rest Saturday and Sundays, and you do it like I told you. And then your min is 2.5 and your max is 3. Right? And then put on your favorite music, have your favorite playlist, etc., etc. Yeah, bye, Jenna. See you next time, right? And that's what you do. You understand? So don't make things like super complicated. The same thing goes with the food, right? I have a lot of people like, oh, Marlene, show me what you eat in a day. Show me what you eat in a day. Listen, you guys, whatever you're currently eating, besides, like if you're doing sodas, if you're doing lots of sodas, you know better. If you're doing lots of processed foods, like lots of snacks and stuff, you know better. Well, I will say also, when you first start, because I want you to stay in for the long haul, and I do want you to be consistent, when you first start, do not feel like you have to completely get rid of everything, right? That's not realistic. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. You have to be honest, okay? You can't go from somebody who used to snack all the time, somebody that enjoys having juice, someone that enjoys having candy, and now you say to yourself, okay, it's the start of the year, I'm just going to get rid of all my chips, get rid of all my sodas, get rid of all my... You're not going to make it, okay? Because your body has been wired to want those things, right? And your body has been wired to have those things. So what you'll do is, right, instead of trying to clean your diet and make it super clean and try to be like Mrs. Ultra vegan, right? And Mrs. Ultra I eat healthy. Currently, that's not who you are. You understand? And I'm not saying this to be offensive, right? In the next 6 months, in the next 9 months, in the next year or so, that could be who you are. But currently, that's not who you are. It's like telling somebody who has a drug addiction, oh, just stop using crack. It doesn't work like that, okay? Oh, stop being an alcoholic. It doesn't work like that, okay? The best way to deal with an addiction, a food addiction, poor eating habits, whatever, is to slowly wean your body off of it. You understand? So let's say the way you currently eat is 100%. Your sodas, your snacks, like that's like the max. Like that's like the 100% of your addiction or your poor eating, right? Your goal for January is not to go to from 100 to a 0. That's not sustainable. You're not going to make it. And even if you do make it for January, you're going to go right back to it in February, and you're going to be even more of a food monster. You understand? And so that's not what you want. What you want to do is for the month of January, instead of being at 100% with the foolishness, can you bring it down to 85%? You understand? Still have the things that you like, right? But be mature enough to like, you know what, I can cut it back some, right? So January, you want to go from 100% to like 85% of foolishness, right? And then for the month of February, then you want to cut it down to what's 85 to 70%, right? And then for the month of March, take it down another 15%, right? And you're going to keep chipping away at it 15% of the time until you get to a place maybe by June, July, where you're like, you know what? I don't even need this. I'm okay. Like, I don't need sodas anymore. I don't need snacks anymore. I'm good, right? And then because it came from you, because you wanted to do it, you didn't feel pressure to, get rid of all your stuff that you enjoy. Nobody pressured you. Nobody bullied you. Nobody shamed you because you did it progressively. You did it on your own terms, right? You were the one who chose what to cut out, right? And it wasn't punitive. It wasn't restrictive, right? You're going to feel so empowered because it came from you. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing like in decisions, right? There's nothing like decisions that come from you. When something comes from you, as I know that this was my decision, I want to do this, I enjoy doing this, I love doing this, you're going to be so consistent because nobody pressured you. It was you who wanted to do it. And that's how you win. You understand? Like, it's okay to be honest with yourself, right? You have to assume your identity, right? Like, I know, like, sometimes when I look at, like, when I have, like, my Stairmaster videos, I have had some assholes be like, oh, stay away from the hamburgers, stay away from the fried chicken, you can't lose, people say all these smart, like, people just be assholes, right? And they think they're hurting my feelings. I said, little do you know, I could care less, right? But let's say you're somebody who enjoys hamburgers, right? If we want you to be successful with your weight loss in 2023, we cannot tell you to completely get rid of hamburgers. That makes no sense. That's a recipe for disaster, right? Because you'll do it for a month because you feel like you're shamed. You feel like, oh, I have to give it up because they told me to, because they're going to make fun of me, or I'm not going to lose the weight fast enough, right? The pressure is from the outside. So you'll do it because you feel shamed about eating hamburgers. Cool. Come March, you're gone. You stopped because you love your hamburgers. You understand? So my thing is, don't stop eating hamburgers. But let's say you used to have 3 hamburgers a week, right? Before. I'll say, okay, can you cut it down to 2, right? Because that's still a good compromise, right? It doesn't feel super restrictive. It doesn't feel like somebody's trying to take something away from you that you actually enjoy because you love your hamburgers. And that's okay. Because sometimes, to be quite honest, I don't think there's anything wrong with eating hamburgers. It's just eating too much of it that becomes a problem, right? So if you work out and you still get to eat the stuff that you enjoy, you good. You Gucci. You know what I'm saying? And then, so we do that for the month of January, right? And then maybe by, like, when we get to February, okay, not that you've been doing 2 hamburgers a week, how do you feel about, maybe one week you have 1, another week you have 2? Like, yeah, I can do that. It's not a big deal. And it really isn't a big deal because you don't feel like you're being forced, bullied, coerced, shamed into giving up something that you enjoy. By the time we get to March, you might be, oh, you know what? I can actually do 1 hamburger a week. You understand? And then by April, you might find that, maybe I'll try a vegan hamburger. By May, you might be like, you know what? I'm good. I don't even want this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because it was progressive. Like, it was slow. It was progressive. It was kind. It was not forceful. It wasn't full of guilt. It wasn't full of shame, right? It was a peaceful thing. And the thing is, as you go through the months like January, February, March, April, May, June, and you're slowly giving up your hamburgers, right? You're also committed to the gym because you'll start to notice things in the gym, right? Not just the weight loss, but your body's going to start changing. Your energy's going to start changing. You're going to start seeing muscles popping through. You're like, you know what? I like the results of this way too much. I don't want food to mess up what I got going on. You'll get to a place when you actually like your body so much that you'll be like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I love what I got going on over here, right? I don't really want to eat this because now you're so in love with the stuff that you see when you look at your body, right? You're so in love with your heart rate, like you're like, damn, my mood feels better, I look better, my skin looks better, I feel better in my clothes, like my confidence is going up, and you're like, nah, I can't eat this kind of stuff, right? Because slowly but surely your new identity is forging, right? Your new identity is forming itself, right? And so you'll get, by the time we get to the summertime, you'll be a whole different person. And that new person that you'll be 6 months from now is like, I could live without hamburgers. Because by then, you'll find something else that you enjoy way more than hamburgers that's way more nutritious for you. You understand? Right now, you're not there. Like, so if you're if you are somebody who loves French fries, right? That's who you are now, right? It could be 6 months from now, you'll make the switch from French fries to oven made sweet potatoes, right? So it's okay to give yourself grace, right? It's okay when you start your new fitness journey to not feel like you have to completely cut out all the foods that you enjoy. No, you're not that person yet. You don't have that kind of willpower yet. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. And it's okay, right? Start small. Start with reasonable goals. Start with a reasonable diet that you can sustain. And then the thing is to progressively get better. Progressively get better. Like me, if I ever become a fitness coach, a wellness coach, a weight loss coach, that's exactly how we're going to do it. Keep eating what you love. Just cut it back a little bit. Whether it's 15%, whether it's 5%, whether it's 10%. You tell me what you want to do, right? Once you tell me, Marlene, I'm going to cut it back by 5%. That's fine with me. Because I'd rather have you in this for 12 months. I'd rather have you in my program for 24 months than have you try to pretend to be something that you're not. And then 30 days, 45 days later, I can't find you. Like, sis, what happened? Where'd you go? You know what I'm saying? Because you feel embarrassed because you can't overcome the food. It's really, really hard, you guys. When you've eaten a certain way for 2 years, for 3 years, for 4 years, for 5 years, your food has gotten to a point where now it's part of what you do. It's part of the thing that makes you feel better about yourself. It's your comfort place. And I get that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like somebody asking you to give up on something that you love or give up on someone that you love. Or, I know it sounds crazy, but it's real because I've been there. Shoot, I'm probably still there too. What do I know? Right? So I get it. You love your food and you have your own reasons for loving the stuff that you love. I get it. I get it 100%. Trust me, I've been there. Right? But my only thing is be intentional, right? We have a goal that we want to get to, right? What the goal could be, I want to be consistent. And for as much, let me say this too, right? For as much as I would love for you to know how much weight you want to lose, like I say, I want to lose 60 pounds. Yeah, sure. It sounds great, whatever, right? But I would prefer for you to say, I want to commit to working out for 12 months, as opposed to you saying you want to lose a specific number. I'm not against you having a specific number, right? But if we focus too much on the number, it can be difficult because the scale can work against you. I'm telling you, right? You can actually go to the gym, you can eat right, you can go to the gym, and it's like the scale is going up. And there are reasons for that too. You could be gaining muscle, you could be retaining water, and then it could be a time of the month. There are different reasons, right? But sometimes you going this way in all the right direction, and the scale's going this way, right? So sometimes if you focus too much on, I gotta lose 60 pounds, it can get to you because you don't control the scale, right? But what you can control, though, is your dedication to how long you're going to stay in the game. So I prefer you say the entire year, I will commit to working out. I'm going to commit to exercise for the next 12 months. I'm going to commit to exercise for the next 15 months, right? I will commit to this for the next 2 years. Because if you commit to the process, not the scale, but if you commit to the process, you are bound to see something positive on the scale. You might not get what you want in the next 3 months. You might not get what you want in the next 6 months on the scale, right? But there's no way that with 12 months of consistency that you're not going to get on that scale eventually, right? And be like, dang, I can't believe I did this, right? Why? Because you were committed to the process and not the scale. So I'm not against the number. I have a number that's 60 pounds. You know, do I really need it? I don't know. But it's a number that makes me feel good, right? But most importantly, the reason why I stayed consistent this time from June to December of last year, right? Because I said to myself, Marlene, you're going to have to work out for the next 6 months. That was in my head. That meant more to me. Being consistent with my workouts over 6 months meant more to me than how much I was losing on the scale. Okay? Because I was like, okay, I can control that. I can control whether or not I show up. You understand? I can control whether or not I do the Stairmaster. You know what I mean? I can control whether or not I do walking lunges, right? I control what if I show up. And when I do show up, I control how much effort I put into my workouts, right? I control how much time I spend in the gym. I can control that. The stuff that happens internally with the scale, all that kind of stuff, I can't control none of that. I mean, to some extent, but the body's going to do what the body wants to do. And I don't feel like being stressed with that. Does that make sense? So I would prefer for you in this new year to say, Marlene, you've inspired me so much. Oh, you know what I mean? You're so awesome, Marlene. Oh, you know what I mean? Your Stairmaster journey has me feeling so amazing, Marlene. I'm going to be just like you, and I'm going to commit to work out for the next 12 months. You can still have a little number in the back of your head. You know, you're a woman, you're a man. You know, we're all vain. It is what it is. We all have a little bit of vanity. It is what it is, right? So the number, put it back here. But in the forefront of your head, like right here, the forefront of your head, I want you to commit to the process. You know what I'm saying? Give me a good 9 months, right? Give me a 9 months. Give me 12 months. That's something that you can do. And we can do that together, right? You know, and then the 9 months, the 12 months, we can cut that up into 6 weeks at a time. Okay, we've done the first 6 weeks. How we feel? I feel good. I feel all right. I feel better. Do you think you can do more? Hell yeah, I can do more. All right, cool. Let's go for another 6 weeks, right? Then after 6 weeks, guess what? We've done 12 weeks already. Yay, yay. Okay, we've done 12 weeks. Okay, there's a how you feel. I feel good. I feel all right. I feel better. I feel strong. All right, cool. Let's go again. Right? We're done with those 6 weeks. Before you know it, we've done 18 weeks. Right? And then we go from 18 to another 6. We got 24. We're already done like half the year. Right? So let's commit to the process. You cut up the process into like small chunks that you don't feel overwhelmed. Like, okay, I got 6 weeks. I can do 6 weeks. Right? I can clean up my eating a bit. I can cut back on certain things for the next. It doesn't have to be crazy, y'all. It can actually be really, really fun. And I'm gonna help you guys to make it fun, right? Then you'll be like, "What? I can't believe I did that." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because it was always in you. You know what I mean? It was always in you. Like, greatness is in you. Change is in you. Transformation is in you. Like, you can do so much. It's just that when you try to do too much too soon, or you try to bite more than you can chew, that's where it becomes a problem with consistency, right? But you turn anything that you want a big goal, you break it down into like small bites, you know? You're like, "Oh, yeah, I got this, right?" So commit more to the process, right? 6 months of working out, right? 6 months of discovering what kind of exercises you like. You know, because some of you guys, you might like more intensity. You will find that out. You know what I'm saying? You will find your thing. Everybody's gonna find their lane, right? Some of y'all might like the Stairmaster. Some of you guys, you might like swimming. Some of y'all might like yoga. I don't know. You're gonna find your thing. You will find your thing. Some of you guys, okay, I prefer home workouts. You know, that's why I feel more comfortable. You know, some of y'all might like to dance. You might like Zumba. You know, you're going to find what your thing is. You know, that thing that you could just, I love this. Like, I love this type of workout. I love the way it makes me feel. I love the way it makes me feel strong, or it makes me move my body. Like, you're going to find your thing. I promise you. You're going to find your thing. That's why it's very important to commit to the process, because you have to find the workouts that work for you. You understand? That's because everybody's different. You know what I mean? Everybody's different. Some people love weights. Some people love to walk. Some people love to flex, like, you know, be flexible and do all the yoga stuff, because yoga is hard. Yoga is really hard. Yoga is hard. Some people love Pilates. Some people love Pure Barre. You know, there's so many cool different workouts out there. Some people love to get on their bikes. People have Peloton or they have other kind of spin bikes and things like that. There are so many cool workouts out there. So the awesome thing is, like, you, by committing to the process, you're going to be able to find the things that you actually enjoy doing. Does that make sense, you guys? So stay committed. Like, be intentional. Be intentional with what this year is going to look like for you, right? Maybe we'll do like a class one day. Maybe tomorrow we can do a class so I can show you what that looks like. But I want you to be intentional with, what does this year look like for you when it comes to your fitness, right? What does it look like for you? How many days a week do you want to work out, right? And it could be 3 days a week. That's fine, right? Because even if you start off with 3 days a week, are you going to see that much change? Probably not, but it's not about that. Okay. Initially, it's not about, oh, I got to lose all this weight or I have to see my abs. No. The first month, the first 30 to 60 days are more about building the habits, like having your schedule, having your routine, and going with it. So if the first month you only want to work out 3 days a week, I'll take it. You want to work out 2 days a week also, I'll take it. It's better than zero. Okay? Because the thing is, what I know is, the more you do it, the more you stay consistent, you'll say, you know what, maybe I could do another day. Maybe I could go harder. So decide how many days you want to work out. Decide how many days you want to rest, right? Once you've decided how many days you want to work out, right? Come out with a workout split. So decide which workouts you want to do, right? Which body part do you want to work on when it comes to your workouts? Like, what do you want to do on Monday? What do you want to do on Tuesday? What do you want to do on Wednesday, etc., etc. Once you're done, figure out your workout split. Take a little time. There's so much content on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Come up with, there's so many exercises, right? Like, usually when I'm on Instagram, I'll just save them. Like, I'll save leg workouts, I'll save arm workout, I'll save back workouts, I'll save a bunch of workouts. So start saving workouts that you like, and so when you do your splits, you can say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna do this workout, that workout, this workout on this day, then I'm gonna do this and that on that day, etc., 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 for the respective body part that you are working on. Once you're done working out with your split, creating your split, and having all your workouts for the week, then you want to focus on nutrition, right? What do you want to eat, right? And be intentional to eat better. Eat the best that you can. Eat better, right? You don't have to completely get rid of everything that you enjoy. Just, 5% less, 10% less, 15% less. Don't make it too drastic. Don't even do 20% less. That's too much, okay? From 5% to 15%, you decide how much of the bad stuff that you can be like, okay, fine, I'll be a good sport. I'll cut it back 5%, or I'll cut back 10%, or I'll cut back 15%. Does that make sense? But come up also with the menu. Think of things that you enjoy eating, that you want to eat. Make sure that you grocery shop, make sure that you order your stuff. Just make sure that you have it and eat. And then once you're done eating what you're supposed to eat for the day, stop. Okay? Stop. You can try intermittent fasting. Or if you don't want to do intermittent fasting, you can simply say to yourself, after 9 o'clock, I'm done. Okay? So you don't have to technically do intermittent fasting if you don't want to. Because if you're not used to fasting, it takes a moment to get used to it. But what you can say to yourself is, once it hits 9 o'clock, I'm done eating for the day. Okay? Just do that. So you can eat when you wake up, but once it's 9 o'clock, stop eating. Drink some water or just go to sleep. Okay? So do things like that, right? But be intentional with everything that is going to help you to be successful, right? Because I do want you to have a successful year, just like I want myself to have a successful year, because this is the year that we are transforming our bodies, we are transforming our minds, we are building better habits, and we are really going to work hard on being consistent. When we say we're going to do something, we get it done. When we say we're going to show up, we show up. When we say we're going to be at our best, we're going to be at our best, right? And I know that we're all going to transform throughout the year, and we're going to reap awesome benefits because of it, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it was helpful. I'm going to do more lives than the pre-recorded videos. And because I like doing lives, actually, let's be honest, I love going live on YouTube, let me tell you that part. But I have to get my watch hours. When I go live, I get more watch hours because I'm trying to get this channel monetized. So if you're here, I really appreciate that because you're helping me to get this channel monetized. So to get your channel monetized on YouTube, you need 4,000 watch hours. I am currently at 1,977 watch hours, right? So one of my goals is to be monetized by January 21st. Okay, so if you're not familiar with YouTube and how YouTube pay people, they pay people through their AdSense program. So every pay cycle with YouTube ends on the 21st of the month, right? So every 21st, it starts a new month and then you start making money all over again, right? So I want to be monetized by January 21st. So by the time, so that from January 21st to February 21st, hopefully I can get my first check on YouTube, right? So I have to like do a lot more lives because I get more watch hours when I do lives than when I do like pre-recorded videos and I upload them. So I need to be very intentional with that because that's a goal I set for myself, is to have this channel monetized by January 21st. So you guys please help me, and you're helping me by watching this. So thank you so much. So I'm probably do like live maybe every single night until I get those hours. So forgive me, but that's part of having goals and being intentional about your goals, right? So enjoy your night. I wish you an awesome week, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. If you have any questions, please come back tomorrow, and I'm here to answer your questions, right? I'll be back in the gym tomorrow, so you should start getting some shorts and more fitness content from me starting tomorrow. Okay, so thank you so much and enjoy your night, and I'll talk to you guys later.